Hello, and welcome to the Give Me a Whole Year Wrestling podcast. My name is Dom. I've just lost my headphone. Oh dear, it's already started. How are you doing, Sam? We are here for SmackDown on the 24th of February. We're very close to WrestleMania. How are you feeling?
I'm all right. I'm excited now because I feel like Raw gave us a little bit of a guide to what's coming. And I think this one tonight, though, this is where we're going to see some of the bigger things, like maybe Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, the fallout there, or are we going to see the fallout of Lashley versus Bray Wyatt? Are we going to now? I'm a bit unsure what's going on with Brock Lesnar. The Omos thing doesn't seem big enough. That's the wrong word to use when Omos is involved in it, but it just doesn't seem enough for me. I'm a little bit like, do you remember when they were considering Gunther versus Brock? And I was like, ooh,
I was into that. I mean, a lot of people are into that. You know what I mean? A lot of people were into the idea of Omos. Not Omos. Never Omos. A lot of people were into the idea of Gunther versus Brock, and I feel like that should be the way. That should be the way that it goes. But it's not going to be the way that it goes. I mean, people are saying that Sami Zayn should have won Elimination Chamber, but that's a conversation that we'll have in a minute. Guys, SmackDown's review live stream on the Give Me a Whole Year podcast for February 24th, 2023. We'll be back after this message from Mick Foley.
This is the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. Well, hello and welcome to Give Me a Whole Yeah. I hope everyone there, right there in Yorkshire, is having a nice day. Bang, bang. Have a nice day. Yeah.
Thanks, Mick. Sam, before we talk about the fallout, obviously we covered Elimination Chamber. We also covered New Japan on the very same night. It was a busy night. But how are you, mate? How are you feeling? We launched WrestleSphere earlier in the week. Go and subscribe to that, guys, if you are coming back to this. How are you feeling about this week, and how have you been in general?
It's exciting, isn't it, for us? Because with the WrestleSphere is almost a connecting bridge for the SoundSphere Give Me a Whole Yeah family, kind of like almost these things meeting. Oh, and there's the link. Love that. But I love the idea because let's be honest, we get lots of nice interviews from either Impact, WWE, AEW, NWA. So it's going to be cool to have a place where they can live and we can kind of build and nurture it in a way that you've done over the years for SoundSphere. But I think the wrestling content has just grown so much there, hasn't it? That it now makes sense to, the kids have grown up and flown the nest. So that's kind of what we're doing there.
Indeed.
It's good fun. And I suppose it gives us all more opportunity to go to the shows and chat to more wrestlers and build all the content that we put out, really. And I think we're going to be very, very busy.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. And like I say, the connecting bridge, I've been looking for a way for many years to connect SoundSphere and Give Me a Whole Year in a more professional manner, because obviously Whole Year is we have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of fun. We enjoy the community, and it gives us a little bit of freedom to talk about wrestling in a neutral way. Obviously, SoundSphere is a music platform, but we're very, very professional as well in our work there. Or I certainly believe we are. So I think it's nice to be able to bridge the gap, and I feel like WrestleSphere does that. A couple of comments in. Michael says hi to everyone. Daniel is in. Batista Hall of Fame. I could see it.
Yeah,
we're
looking likely.
Yeah, we could see that. That'd be pretty cool. Likely tonight or Washington. Is that for Batista? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we get it confirmed in the next week or so. Obviously, we are only a few weeks away from Mania now. It's actually quite surprising how close we are, Sam, to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's so bloody weird. Like I think once I'm back from Centre Parks, where I'm going on Monday,
that's cool.
I feel like once I'm back, I'm on that stretch to it now. And I haven't gone quite as crazy as you have and already packed my case. But
I was very excited. I was in the zone. I got back from Iceland, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna get my case ready,
Because I know full well I'll want to wear stuff like some of my favorite. I'll be bringing some of my favorite t-shirts and
well, you got WrestleSphere t-shirts done, didn't you? You were on the promo, mate. You were. You were smashing the promos.
Absolutely. Well, my intention is for us to sell them at some point, like we do with the Give Me a Hull Yeah merch, which you can buy on the store. Go and have a look. I'll be wearing some of that in LA, and I'll be wearing some of that in Centre Parks, as well as the WrestleSphere t-shirt as well. And you might not know this, Dom, actually, but every year when I go to Centre Parks in January or February, there's always this same lad on the bar in Winfell Forest. And he saw me wearing a Bullet Club t-shirt a few years ago, and he must be a student and work there, when he's not in uni. And he said to me, he was pouring me a pint once, and he just went, "Too sweet, brother." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." So, and every year he remembers me. I'm the Bullet Club guy to him. So this year I'm going to go in with the WrestleSphere t-shirt on and go, "Dude, check out what we're doing. Check out this, check out the podcast. And guess who's going to WrestleMania?" So I'm looking forward to seeing him next week. Shout out to that guy if you ever see this.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. We've got Quadorius in. What a great name, Quadorius. Saying Impact Wrestling No Surrender. It is Impact Wrestling No Surrender. We have chosen to do SmackDown tonight because obviously it's the lead up to WrestleMania where we are going. So we need to be in the know for all the angles going into SmackDown. But of course, good luck to Impact Wrestling and No Surrender because incredible. It'll be an incredible show, and Impact are doing some incredible work. I also believe Crazy Steve is against Trey Miguel. Tonight. In a Monsters Ball match, 2 interviews that we have done right here on the Give Me a Hull Yeah podcast. So check those out.
I think we labelled those two as Soundsphere at the time, but we're defo moving those over to WrestleSphere as well because they were such good fun interviews, especially what Trey Miguel told me about when he was a child imitating DX. Go and watch it.
Yes.
It's really funny. Go and see what he does, the naughty little scamper.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is, man. But we are here to cover SmackDown, of course, and we are watching Roman Reigns ruin the Montreal crowd's lives by beating Sami Zayn on Elimination Chamber last weekend. Kevin Owens coming out to save Sami. Sam, that is going to be leading to a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn tag team title match, right?
Yeah. Do you remember my wonderful booking on our predictions video? Do you remember that?
There was some wonderful ideas for sure. Yeah.
There were. Well, I one thing I got wrong was I kind of predicted Kevin Owens and Sami will do the whole stop in the middle of the ring, embrace thing. Now I still think
close.
I still think it's coming, but I reckon that's not going to come until a few weeks from now. We're going to have Kevin Owens telling Sami to go away for a while. Then it's going to just ramp up and ramp up and ramp up and ramp up. But the thing I'm actually more interested in is what happens, and it's really important, is what happens with Jey Uso now. Because we've seen the division between, because everyone thought Jey was going to turn on Sami, and he didn't. He actually stayed true. And it was only Sami who accidentally haluva kicked him. So I think that's where the heat is going to be now. But I do think that come Mania, we are going to see the Usos maybe Solo turn on Roman and him be alone, which is what I predicted for months. But right now, we'll have a mini program, I think, between Sami and KO, and some kind of program between Jey and Sami, and then that'll evolve into the tag match at Mania. At least, I think so. But I don't think Sami and Jey Uso are going to be enemies for long. I think that'll be resolved at Mania when they lose the titles, probably to Sami and Kevin. At least that's what I think.
Anyway. Yeah, no, I think that's good booking, mate. And I think there's an argument now because of Sami's momentum that he could potentially win Money in the Bank.
Now that would be good. I actually think it's premature and a bad move to put him into the main event of Mania. I think they should hold their nerve with that. Let's let Sami be built up as a baby face, because Kevin Owens is still pissed off with him because he's been a heel for so long. Sami Zayn, and Kevin, not so long.
Of course, yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, let's have the big Cody thing, and let's let Sami get built up steadily. But yeah, I think Money in the Bank is a cracking way to build him up, I suppose, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. We've currently got Jimmy Uso doing a promo right now, saying he hasn't spoken to his brother.
Oh, yeah. And Michael's saying,
go on.
Firefly Funhouse, mate. Sorry,
Indeed, it is the Firefly Funhouse tonight. We are getting the return of the Funhouse. So we have a few nights left on the road to WrestleMania. Michael Cole is reminding us. We've just seen Jimmy Uso backstage, and I wonder, Sam, what is going to happen next? Who's going to start SmackDown? They're starting it with Braun Strowman. It's Braun Strowman they're starting SmackDown with.
Well, this is an interesting threesome of meaty men, isn't it?
Indeed. Yes.
Apart from Ricochet, who's more of a little bouncy one, but just as talented.
Yes, of course. It's actually quite a cool little three-way.
Madcap smacking Braun on the ball.
Yeah.
What's that about? Madcap is built and he's huge. I know Strowman's the giant here, but Madcap is absolutely shredded. It's nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is good fun, man. It's good fun. I think this is going to be silly fun.
Yes, I hope so.
And that's absolutely fine, you know.
Oh, no, it's the horror blues. The horror blues clues. You might need to explain that to me, Mark.
Oh, I think he's taking it. You are a fan of Bray, aren't you, Mark? Of course you are. But it sounds the horror blues clues. Is that a negative shot of the Firefly Funhouse? I don't know. What does that?
I'm just thinking South Park now. Oh, I've got a clue.
Yes,
but I'll leave that alone. What was it? Oh, and Mark, by the way, became our first Give Me a Whole Yeah hardcore champion this week. So that's cool. On Raw, I believe it was on the podcast live on Raw.
So on Dan's show. Yeah, it was great. Thank you so much. Of course, we are paying for StreamYards with that money. So thank you. It means that we are not spending lots and lots of money, of our own money anyway, on the podcast because you guys are covering our costs. So thank you so much for that. As Imperium are coming out to face Madcap, Braun, and Ricochet. So yeah, an interesting start. A little bit of silly fun, I think. Madcap, Braun, and Ricochet. I'm going to do the admin while our Sam keeps you abreast of any action that happens while I do the admin. But at the moment they're just looking each other down. They're just sizing each other up, rather.
And I'd just like to say hello, Dakota Totsky, cool name. And
Indeed.
Mark is giving us blues clues. It's a dog that's blue and a host looking for clues and talking to the camera. I'm way too tired to understand that, but I don't understand. I don't understand much at the moment.
I do know Blues Clues is a kid, like a kid's.
Oh right,
yeah.
Oh right, fair enough. I forget. Yeah, you have little people in your house, small people. None in this house apart from Jess and me.
Yeah, that's totally fine, man. It's a good enjoy. I mean, enjoy the few years you have before you decide to have kids. Kids are great. Go on,
mate. Sorry, you were saying.
No, I was just saying because I mean, obviously, I've inherited Emma's kids and they're great, but yeah, make sure you like. Fortunately, I'm lucky that I've done plenty of traveling and plenty of quote unquote rock and roll things with my time. So yeah, but it's good to live a little bit before you have kids. I think I mean that's a very personal opinion, but
no, I agree completely. I agree. It's again, I think the thing that's made us hold fire is Jess doing her nursing degree. I think when she's done with her nursing degree, we'll probably have that conversation again. However, she said something very interesting. She said to me today, she goes, "You're getting to do," she goes, "WrestleMania before we have kids," and she goes, "I want a Caribbean cruise before we have kids." And I said to her,
Caribbean cruise,
fine by me, my dear. But then,
oh man,
she goes,
I did it. It's good.
Oh, and then she goes, "We should do the Jericho cruise at some point." And I was like, "Oh my god, there's a reason I married you."
Amazing.
So
amazing.
She goes,
is
"You
cool.
should bring Dom." She goes, "Bring Dom and Emma." I'm thinking, well, that's a good idea. I'll suggest that to him tonight. So
I'll be up for it, man. I'll be up for it. I've been on a Caribbean cruise before. It's good fun. It's weird. being on a ship with lots and lots of other people, but a lovely experience to go and travel to different places by sea. So I recommend the Caribbean cruise. But if you want to take me to Jericho cruise, if you want to take me on the Jericho cruise, I will happily join you there. Hassan, I beat you to it. I knew before you even hear, I put it in. Before you even hear, I put it in.
We saw you coming in.
Colours. What's goldfish colours, Michael? Is that a snack? As we are seeing Ludwig Kaiser versus Ricochet. Of course, there is an interview with Ludwig Kaiser right here on the channel, as well as an interview with Gunther from Clash at the Castle. Ricochet doing his flippy stuff before he was taken out by a huge throat shot by Kaiser.
Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, now Braun's in. You're in trouble now, Kaiser.
Braun, yeah, you're in trouble now. Oh, wow.
What
a double team there. That was lovely triple. Wow, what a lovely little move there from all of Imperium. A clothesline, sort of cutting the feet out from under Ricochet as well. Then Gunther just throwing Ricochet onto the apron there. That was fascinating.
Yeah, Pretty Ricky took a few bumps there, didn't he? That must have hurt.
He did.
But,
he did
he's
indeed.
A pro.
Yeah.
He's a pro.
Indeed, he knows exactly what he's doing. Thank you so much, Matt. Oh yeah.
Speaking of cruises, we went on one for our honeymoon, a few years ago. So that was.
Oh yeah, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, we went. I've been on a few in my life, but we're going on. We've got another one in August, which is a Norwegian Fjords one. I've done it before, but it'd be nice to get Jess on that. I just kind of sit around and read Pro Wrestling Illustrated on cruises. I love it. It's the best.
I've never read that, but I next time I'm on a cruise, I'll give it a go. I'll take your recommendation and read Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
I look forward to the top 500 every year. That's one of my favorite things to read. I love it. That's
cool. Did something come out today that said WWE was the worst promotion ahead of, was it? I can't remember what it was. Some awards for the end of the year about or a roundup of worst promotions, and WWE came ahead of Control Your Narrative and NWA. I shouldn't really. Yeah. And also, what else was in there? GCW was in there.
Really? Well,
yeah.
So this has been written by an AEW mark, clearly. But saying that, they're unlikely to stick a GCW in there. There's usually some connecting tissue between AEW and GCW fans. But I'm an AEW and GCW fan. But look, to be fair to WWE, they've been pretty good since SummerSlam, since Triple H took over. I haven't had many complaints. I remember saying a while ago, I was at a party around my sister's, and there was another wrestling fan there. We clocked each other because we were both wearing t-shirts. He was wearing a Stone Cold t-shirt, and I was wearing a Finn Balor t-shirt. And we were like, and we started talking about all this stuff, and he was so into AEW at that time. It was just when CM Punk had come back. They were at the top of their game, height of their power. And a year later, we both had the same thought. We were like, we were so into AEW a year ago, and now we're just a bit meh with it, and WWE's improving. So yeah, I know you've heard me say this song so many times, but I hope next year both of them are in a good place. That's what I hope. But AEW's been all right in recent weeks, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the biggest AEW fan at the moment. I'm obviously more of a WB guy, as is well documented on this channel. But I don't think they deserve to be the worst promotion of the year behind. And I really shouldn't laugh at Control Your Narrative, because of course I had a brief working relationship with EC3 and the Control Your Narrative guys. They do follow us on social media because of interviews I did with Control Your Narrative's performers. But I would certainly not put WWE ahead of them.
Not right now.
No, especially not right now. Misfit Game has joined us from Twitch, saying Meltzer spoke about that, and he said if the Wrestling Observer Awards were up to him, Triple H would have been Booker of the Year. I think that's very reasonable. Misfit Game, 100%. Yeah,
I completely
very
agree.
reasonable.
Again, you know, like pre SummerSlam, WWE was a bit of a mess because crazy old man was involved, and just it was just existed to serve his wins and nothing more. But sorry, Triple H just gets it. A few missteps, like with Karrion Kross and Hit Row, and like Karrion Kross. I don't get how anyone can get that guy wrong. The guy's just phenomenal. Just make him who he was in NXT. Do that again. Don't even let him talk.
Yes.
Just let him kill people. That's all. With his devilishly attractive wife putting hourglasses down in front of people. That's all you got to do, Trips. All you got to do. But let's hope they can redeem all that by Mania when we're there. Do you know what'd be cool though, Dom? Cross versus Bray. Not
Cross versus Bray. Yeah, yeah. You know what I think would be cool? Jay White versus Bray. Jay White versus Karrion Kross. Jay White versus Roman Reigns. Jay White versus Sami Zayn. Jay White versus anyone. Please give me Jay White the Raw after Mania. I think the only thing that'll make me like get more excited than Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania would be Jay White showing up on the Raw after Mania. That's what I want to see.
I'll be sitting, like, it'll be you there, it'll be Dan there, it'll be me there, if that's the case, because I don't want to get wet. You know what I mean? But
well, yeah, absolutely. So, just an interesting point there. Gunther was looking at Drew on the rampway. Does that not indicate to you, Sam, that obviously we have a few weeks to build WrestleMania? Gunther versus Drew, or Gunther versus Drew and Sheamus in a triple threat, something along those lines?
Well, that's the plan, isn't it? At the moment, at least from what I've heard, and I imagine from what you've heard as well, because we generally hear this stuff from the same people. But that's what I'm hearing. Now, I'm not... All three guys are awesome, but I don't really want to see Sheamus and Drew go at each other again, because I feel like we've seen that a lot in recent times. You know? I'd be more... Like, it sounds terrible, but I'd be more into Gunther just versus Drew. Or there's a lot of people at the moment not unaccounted for on the card, and I get Mania can't showcase every single person, but I feel like at the moment the whole Brock, something's going on with Brock. Like the Omos thing isn't a big enough match. I'm sorry, but it's not, and it's not. No,
it must be a swerve. It must be a swerve for something, I think.
Yeah, maybe Jay White, that'd be cool. But Jay White, yeah, because I don't know what's going on. I don't. But I
don't think Jay White. I don't think Jay White's coming at Mania. I think it'll be afterwards.
Raw after, or will he attack someone and set up a program at Mania? That could work. Even if he doesn't have a match, he could show up and cause some chaos. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Beautiful drop kick from Gunther, and now Madcap coming in to attack Gunther. Madcap really needs a character refresh. Just call him Riddick Moss again. Give him something else, because he's a talented guy, but he needs something to reinvigorate him, I think. So Mark says that Lillian Garcia going in. Yeah, cool. Great Muta going in. I could say, I mean, he deserves to go in, but whether he will is another matter. In a WWE context, Cyndi Lauper, that's an odd one, but okay. Pretty good pick, says Michael. Going to be Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew. As Gunther and Imperium get the win there over Madcap. Personally, I want Gunther versus Sheamus, with Sheamus beating Gunther. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Sheamus needs his Intercontinental Championship. That's his Grand Slam, isn't it? Hear me out, Seth. Open challenge at Mania. Jay White answers the open challenge. Well, it would be a bit serendipity, because obviously, but Seth did that last Mania, and obviously that's obviously what happened with the Cody stuff. It wasn't Seth's open challenge, but he certainly didn't know who he was facing. And I'm not entirely sure they'd do that to Seth again.
No, and he's a face now. He can't. Like Austin, and I think they're doing that with Austin Theory, aren't they? They're going to have Theory come out and be all smarmy, and then. Yeah. But anyway, Seth and Logan, as Misfit said, Logan versus Mark said Logan Paul versus I'm half asleep. Seth Rollins is almost a done deal. So like they've teased it. Elimination Chamber. He walked in dressed like in yellow, dressed like walking custard, and attacked Seth Rollins. So yeah, I think that's happening now.
I agree. I think you're absolutely right. But a really good idea. Always good booking, Michael.
Mate.
From what I'm hearing, from what I understand, the Brock Lesnar thing is not a red herring.
Oh, kill me now. Why? That's such a terrible idea. And look, I like Omos. I think it has an attraction, like Braun. He's great. I think stick him in a battle royal and I think throw people out left, right, and centre. I don't want to see him in a like against Brock. You either need someone like Lashley who can match him toe for toe, or you need a smaller guy like AJ, like Daniel Bryan, like Finn Balor, who can like dance around him and put him in all these submissions and do before they inevitably lose. But have him but make sure they've chipped away at him just enough to put him over. Omos, it's just don't work for me. It just doesn't do it for me. Sorry, it just doesn't.
Okay, we've got Legado coming in to a Rey Mysterio promo, guys.
Are they turning face, Legado? That's interesting. I'm a bit worrying.
Okay. So Legado and Rey now backstage. So Rey Mysterio has mutual respect. Oh, and here's Dom and Rhea.
Well, I think you might be a little bit ahead of me. I've still got Santos.
So Santos is turning face, mate. Santos is facing Dominic tonight, guaranteed. This is what's happening. Hello, says Chaos. Chaos, nice to see you. Welcome.
Hi, Chaos.
8-man ladder match for the IC title. That's what I want to see because they do that at Mania every year, and I'd be up for that.
Yeah, I'd be up for it, but I feel like all the slots are filled. Like I'd be game for that, but I do like the idea of Sheamus finally beating Gunther at Mania. I like that. I hate the idea of, and I love Drew, and I'd love to see him in a match. Like put him up against Brock Lesnar, perhaps, rather than Omos. I'd prefer that. We've seen it before, and it was great. I'd happily watch that again. But I mean, Sheamus versus Gunther, I'd be down for. But it's putting Drew into that mix. Just are we going to get two faces and a heel? Are they going to turn on each other again? We've seen it. I don't know. That's just me.
I know. Just watching this Jake the Snake Legends biography thing, which I really want to see because I'm actually really interested in Jake as a character. I'm interested in particular though because is Jake not contracted to AEW still? I'm imagining not. If that's happening for him.
I think to do a Legends biography, they can pretty much do what they want, even if he's contracted to AEW. But they don't like they. It
would have been real. It looked recent though. It looked recent. It looked like he'd been interviewed for it. So unless, I guess.
Well, they had Jericho on Stone Cold's podcast on the network a little while ago. So that's
true. Yeah, but that's down to Tony Khan saying yes.
Oh, is it? All right.
Yeah, Tony Khan. It's well documented that Tony Khan, for a long time, was allowing AEW talent to do stuff like that. But obviously, that's before WWE started taking shots at AEW. So
because I always thought WWE were the ones who famously didn't play well with others, and they were the main barrier rather than because AEW in the past have been quite willing to do stuff with other people where although a few cracks are showing there where I think WWE have been a little bit more friendly like Mickey James come out with the Impact title and things like that,
of course. Well, I don't know. I don't think WWE have been that. Yeah, I mean that was I think that was a fluke. I don't think they knew that Mickey James was contracted to Impact when they asked, but then they needed to fill the space up. I don't think WWE are particularly in quotes friendly with other promotions, but yeah, let's see what happens. But I know that Tony Khan was very generous with talent at first, but then that's of course changed more recently with some of these social media barbs that have been going on.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Really, because it's like I'm of the view like I get they're competitors. But I'm not going to say the thing about rising tides and ships because I say it every bloody week. But I think when wrestling is successful, they're all successful. The bigger WWE is and AEW are, the bigger wrestling is, which means people like you and I will end up sitting down and watching both. Not just because we do this for as a job, but because we're fans. Like I look forward to Raw, SmackDown, and Dynamite every week. So I'm always I'm going to go looking for more wrestling content. Like when I got back into it, I went looking. The first thing I did is I watched Raw and SmackDown. Then I thought, I wonder how TNA's getting on, so I checked into them. Then AEW appeared. I thought, how's Ring of Honor getting on? So I checked into them. And before you know it, I've got a list of about 10 different promotions that I watch on a weekly basis, and I get nothing else done. So they should not help each other, but they shouldn't try to hinder one another, because if they're doing well, you're probably going to do well as well. That's just my attitude.
Of course. No, that makes total sense. Yeah, makes total sense. But yeah, interesting conversations for the break, guys, and lovely. We're just coming back to SmackDown now. I'm quite excited about the idea of Karrion Kross and Ray tonight. Of course, the Firefly Funhouse, and whatever the fallout is for Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, and Kevin Owens. And speaking of which, we have Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman watching like a hawk in the background there, Sam.
Yeah, I think you're a few seconds ahead of me, mate. I've just got an empty ring. What's going on? It's like just It's coming up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, here something weird happened there. So here they all are. Yeah. Heyman always looks like he's some kind of malevolent Alfred Hitchcock, just waiting to pounce like one of the birds.
That's a great comparison.
Yeah. Just stick him sideways on and silhouette him. And he's Hitchcock, isn't he? But just as talented as well. He's just brilliant, Heyman. I absolutely think he's phenomenal. For years, he's been one of the best things on TV.
So Paul Heyman says that Jimmy should handle Jay personally in the ring tonight. So LA Knight's here. LA Knight's back. Yes. Yeah.
He doesn't say dummies as much anymore, does he? It'd be good if he said dummies to everyone, like he used to. Listen here, dummy.
I love LA Knight. I love him.
Yeah, what's he going to do? Is he going to, next feud, run down the crowd? They've got to build him back up. Ooh, they've got to build him back up now, don't they, after the Mountain Dew match, Which I've said it before, was a bad match, but a good spectacle.
Indeed. So LA Knight's got a microphone. He's going to talk. So he's just a special advisor now for AEW, but he is contrary to AEW. Hakeem says, "Hey man, how you doing, Hakeem? WWE. Oh, I'm gonna. Right, okay. Let's do this. Let me talk to you."
So he's a heel, but he's very much working that crowd like a babyface would. Is he now going to be rude to the crowd? Everyone going, yeah, in the comments.
LA Knight is talking about his wrestling. Is he going to have a WrestleMania moment? We're going to have a feud for LA Knight at WrestleMania. Yeah! That's what I want to see.
Do you reckon they're going to have, Dom, a Andre the Giant Battle Royal this year? I hope they do.
Yeah.
It's the ugliest trophy in the entire world, but it's always a fun spectacle for the pre-show, isn't it? Like, we'll probably be there with nachos and beer by this point. And
I hope so.
And also, I think we'll be half cut, because even if me and Jack go to NXT and then jump in an Uber and come and meet you guys at SoFi, we've still got a hell of a wait until things kick off. And, we're just going to sit in a bar or whatever. So, I bet we're all half cut by the time that happens.
I think so, man. We'll have to see. I'm sure it's going to be fun. Whatever. So a WrestleMania is going to have an LA Knight moment. Oh man, it's the New Day. Who's coming out? Well, I know it's the New Day. Woods and Kofi, cool. Woods and Kofi.
His eyes are so blue, LA Knight. Piercing.
Kofi Kingston saying that LA Knight doesn't realize how it works. You have to earn your WrestleMania moment.
The 100 Battle Royal is going to be on SmackDown the night before Mania. Well, that suits me, Misfit. I'll be there too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
For me, the Andre the Giant Battle Royale is a pre-show, WrestleMania pre-show thing. It was always that and the Cruiserweight match on it back in the day. Well, not back in the day, but in recent history. Before 205 Live, went the way of ECW.
Yes.
New Day, Odin's son. You wrestle in NWA, Odin's son. I've seen you.
I've seen you.
Someone who has your name, at least.
Sound very Yorkshire, mate, there.
I know. Hey up. Hey up. They call it God's country, don't they, Yorkshire?
Oh, Woods is having a go at LA Knight's fake leather vest.
Well, blame WWE production for that. It's not his fault.
The Woods now putting over Kofi Kingston in his WrestleMania moment. One of the biggest WrestleMania moments of all time, of course, Kofi Mania.
His Royal Rumble appearance fell flat this year, though, didn't it? Like literally flat as a pancake on the floor, dead. I thought, oh, is he going to do something cool? Oh no, he's been destroyed.
Yeah. Ooh,
I wouldn't leave the house.
LA Knight I was going to say, LA Knight saying that Kofi Mania didn't work out for Kofi.
It didn't. No, it ended with a thud. A Brock Lesnar-shaped thud, if I recall.
The Kofi now asking for the crowd's approval that he won the WWE Championship. Of course he did.
Oh, let's be honest, we were screwed out of a top-tier match there. Kofi and Brock could have made magic, but no, we had to have the 30-second squash.
So Kofi Kingston and LA Knight is going to be cool.
I'd take that at Mania.
I mean, I'd take it. I'd take it tonight. Let's do it tonight.
Yeah, more likely. The card's getting full at Mania now, isn't it?
I mean, is LA Knight wrong? No, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
That's how we all remember Kofi Mania, though, isn't it? The way it ended, not the top part. We remember the worst of it. We remember how it ended, and that's a problem, I think. But
yeah,
is it Neil? Did the fans not turn on Kofi? But after Kofi Mania ended, that was it. It was done. It was gone.
Oh, we're doing this. Kofi and LA Knight, guys. Kofi and LA Knight's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. LA Knight versus Kofi. Let's go. So that's going to be really cool. That's a dream match that's a dream match I didn't know I wanted. LA Knight and Kofi Kingston, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I don't believe you, Odin, son. I've seen you palling around with Paro, beating people up and spraying that stuff on your mouth in NWA. I've seen you. Hey,
Odinson has to get. Do you watch NWA, Odinson? Because in order to get what Sam's saying, you have to watch NWA. So there is a wrestler who is a Viking in NWA, and that's where this joke is coming from. So we're comparing you to a wrestler from NWA, but if you don't watch NWA, you should watch NWA because it's really good.
Every self-respecting wrestling fan should be watching NWA. Sorry, you just should be.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I knew Kofi Mania wasn't going to go past WrestleMania. I think a lot of people talked about it. NWA is still going. Yes, indeed it is. I interviewed the president of NWA a few months ago now, Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins. You can see that over on WrestleSphere, the full interview, and it's all of its glory over on WrestleSphere right now. So please do check that out. Actually, there's been some good interviews over not just on WrestleSphere but on SoundSphere. I did an interview with Jason Baker, who did the masks for the Black Phone film. He's also doing some stuff for the Insidious franchise, and he also is the concept artist behind the Firefly Funhouse for Bray Wyatt, and of course the masks that we saw at Royal Rumble on his return. So go and check that out over on SoundSphere. It's brand new. I released it today. Pretty pleased with it. Jason and I have spoken a few times. He's a very nice man and very creative as well. He's a part of a production company that does stuff for some of the biggest horror films in the world, alongside, of course, the Bray Wyatt stuff, the Bray Wyatt universe. So I'll post a link to that if you are interested in the comments.
Yes,
Bless Odinson, watch that. That's great. That's awesome. Thank you very much. But there it is. I think unfortunately the same thing will happen to Sami Zayn. I hate saying that, Misfit Gamer. It's not you're potentially not wrong there, mate. It's a good point. It's a good point you make. Hassan wants a vote. I'm on it. I'm doing it. Give me a second.
Speaking of Odinson the wrestler, he's actually doing the Viking gimmick way better than the Viking Raiders are. Like, yeah, they look good, but at least Odinson isn't like pretending to be a Viking. He's just a guy who looks like Ragnar Lothbrok from History Channel's Vikings and pulls it off really, really well. He's great, I think, in NWA. He was great in WWN and all the other places he's been. I'm surprised like someone else hasn't snapped him up yet. I don't know. But it's NWA.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will at some point. They will at some point. He is one heck of a talent. Absolutely. Well, guys, we'll get this vote sorted for you now. Hold on. Yes, I do. Yeah, I do know Odinson from Abby's Window. Of course, a lot of you guys have come from Abby's Window, and thank you so much for your support as well. I appreciate it. You know, it's nice to see that you transitioned over from Abby's Window and became Hulkamaniacs as well. Very, very grateful for your support. I don't think people will care about Sami Zayn 6 months from now. I think that's a very bold prediction, Misfit Gamer. And of course, we very much welcome your opinions on this show. I think people will care about Sami Zayn in 6 months and beyond, but that is my viewpoint. I don't know if Sam, you have anything to add on that comment there.
I've had a similar thought. I
really
think, yeah. Well, I'll caveat it. I think the people who love Sami Zayn and have always loved Sami Zayn will still love Sami Zayn in 6 months, like people like you and I. But I think this current momentum that he's got is temporary. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I think he'll never go back to obscurity. I think he's a star, and I think he represents the future. But I think WWE know this. I think someone like Cody probably does more, and that's why they're holding their nerve with this thing. I think he's always going to be a big star, and he's due a big babyface run for a while. But I don't think he's going to go right back to the mid card. But I kind of, and I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But I do feel like this is kind of a Kofi Mania moment. And there was a Mustafa Ali moment as well. Do you remember that?
There was. There was, yeah.
So these things happen. But it goes in cycles. Like people get really, really into somebody, then that wanes. But then they might do it again. So it's okay. And it's okay for everybody to have their time in the sun as well.
Yeah, of course. No, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I totally, Misfit Gamer, of course, I love your opinions. You're always welcome and stuff. He wants to rephrase the point. Let me rephrase that. I meant like to point where he is now. I don't think he'll be as over as he was 6 months from now. I can totally see your viewpoint there as well. Just want to clarify that we have put the vote into the chat, so please do vote on that. You guys voted for Braun, Ricochet, and Madcap. 57% of you said that team, and 42% of you said Imperium, and we were all wrong on that one because obviously Imperium did take that win. Norma is here. Welcome, Norma. Sami will probably lose some of his momentum when the Bloodline story plays out. Yeah, I think so. But I still think he'll have, he'll have another title run. I think, not necessarily a world title, but Intercontinental US, something like that. I think he'll have a singles title run, a big singles title run in his future.
I think Sheamus is absolutely owed the IC. I think he should get it for a while. I think Theory should retain at Mania, or if John Cena gets it, he should relinquish it straight away. But there's only one thing I want to see Cena do now, and that's break Ric Flair's record. That's it.
Nice, yeah.
Or should Randy Orton get that honor? Yeah, full timer.
That's a great question. I think John Cena.
Yeah.
Although John Cena has enough accolades, so maybe give it to Orton.
I just think Orton deserves it so much. That's all.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about for sure. Very, very much so. Odin says the Viking Raiders actually participate in the Jomsburg Viking reenactment. There you go.
They do.
Did not know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, they are. They do love it. They do love like Norse culture and things like that. I always get the impression that Odinson, the wrestler, not our Odinson, watched History Channel's Vikings and thought, "Oh wow, this is sick. I'm doing this in wrestling." That's always the impression I get. But he doesn't. He doesn't like pretend to be one again on screen. He's just a dude who loves it and imitates the gimmicks. Although he does talk about Odin as an influence, the god Odin. Sometimes he's having a really good heel run.
Bit like an Ultimate Warrior character type thing, sort of.
Yeah, a little bit.
Powers that be kind of thing. Yeah,
kind of.
Bryan Danielson has held on to his immense popularity from the Yes Movement days. Yeah, Sami could be the second coming of Bryan Danielson. It's
he's got the talent, doesn't he? We've known for years he's got the talent.
Yeah, it's not beyond the realms of possibility, and it's a very good comparison, I would say. Even though I made it, the Sami Zayn and Bryan Danielson. I think that's I think it's solid. I think it's you could totally see Sami repeating that popularity. Orton is trying to be back for Mania, even if it's just excuse me, to show up and leave again. I think it'd be a big pop for the crowd if he did show up. So yeah, I'd be up for that. I'd be up for a bit of Orton at Mania.
Yeah, if that music hits, I got voices in my head, I will pop like crazy.
Yeah, of course. What a cool moment,
I love that tune. It's one of my favorite wrestling themes ever. Like, as soon as that hits, I'm like screaming along with it all the time. Randy Orton is just a pro. He's just brilliant. He just is, and I enjoy his matches. I know some people criticize him because his matches are methodical, but there's a reason for that, and it suits him and it suits WWE. It wouldn't work anywhere else, but it works for him, and I like the idea that he slithers around the ring.
Yeah, exactly. It works for this gimmick, doesn't it? It works for this gimmick for sure. Yeah. So we have Mr. Game. I know there was reports that WWE is concerned that Sami will overshadow Cody's momentum. I don't think that's true because the person who said thinks WWE crowds and AEW crowds are the same, and they aren't. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
They're not. Yeah.
Yeah. AEW crowds are a bit more smarky.
Yes.
But where and smarky, where WWE crowds are a little bit more forgiving, but at the same time, there's a lot more casuals in a WWE crowd as well. Everyone in an AEW show is a bit more smart to the business. I'd say anyway.
I agree, man, for sure. I'm very much in agreement there. He hates that theme. Oh.
Does he really?
What was the first part of that? Orton hates the theme. I don't think does he?
He's got a lot of sway backstage. If he hated his theme, you think he'd change it.
I must have missed. Yeah, I must probably missed that. WWE even tested this by putting Sami and Cody in the segment last week, and Cody was not booed. No, I'm with you on that. No, Cody's safe. Cody's safe. Cody's momentum is safe.
Yeah, it was a masterstroke doing that because it meant that Cody got behind Sami and Sami can now be behind Cody. So giving each other that almost that alliance,
Yes, of course.
and each one endorsing the other is incredibly smart to do, because that way they don't tread on each other's toes. Which,
no.
But it's two different stories. I get they've both been chasing the title, but for Sami, what's important is redemption and revenge. What's important for Cody is the title. That's it. Like he even said to Heyman, I'm here to win a wrestling contest. Why are you making it personal? Like you've got enough personal stuff to deal with Sami. And that's so true.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mark just clarifying his comment. Yeah, I did not know. There you go. You learn something new every day on this podcast. I did not know Orton didn't like his theme, but apparently so. Thank you for that tip there, Mark. I think there will be a mixed tag match at Mania. The Garganos versus Nikki Cross and Eric Young. Well, yeah, Nikki Cross has been sort of stalking Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I'd be up for that. That would be really interesting, actually. Nice way to bring back Eric Young as well.
Is it a Mania match though?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it'll be at Mania. I think it'll be the Raw after Mania, for example. I want to see a wrestler use Cradle of Filth for a theme. Yeah, that'd be good. Cradle of Filth, a cool band. We have interviewed Cradle of Filth a couple of times. A wicked black metal band, of course, from the UK. Very popular. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you'd have to find a really dark character, someone like Malachi Black to return, or to have a Cradle of Filth theme. I think Odinson. Mark is incorrect. Randy said he hates his first theme. Okay. Burn My Light is what he hates. Okay, well there you go. Thank you for clarifying. That's what we're here for. We are here for. I want to see that interview. You can hear it on. I'll find it. I was like I say. I sent somebody to Lee's Festival, I think it was, or Download, and we did an interview with Cradle of Filth. So I will put that in the comments for those that are interested in it. There's also a couple of our other interviews there. Coheed and Cambria, Brandon Boyd from Incubus, Billy Corgan, of course.
Coheed and Cambria, so good.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some other good stuff there, actually. I'm quite proud of that. It's where we put some of our audio interviews over the years.
I love his voice, the guy in Coheed and Cambria. He's just
he's great.
So
he's a nice guy too.
Yeah,
nice guy too.
Voice.
Wow, man, there's so many interviews on here that I've done that I'd forgotten about. Wow.
I remember all their faces on mine. I remember all of their faces and voices. Yeah. Some of them haunt me.
I've been doing this a very long time. There you go. Odinson. There's the audio from the interview that we did with Cradle of Filth at Download in the UK.
Do you know what I'm going to do, Odinson? I'm going to reach out to NWA and try and interview Odinson for you. That's what I'm going to try and do. Let's try and make that happen. What do you reckon, Dom?
You're going to reach out to to the interview. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can deal with the NWA PR for me. That's great. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Why were they annoying for you?
Diplomat. No.
They're watching.
No. It's fine. NWA's PR is fine. He's actually a really nice guy. Mark is a lovely man. Mark Kruskull. He's very helpful in a lot of ways. But yeah, you can deal with him for me. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, you'll be hearing from me, Mark. I want to speak to your resident Viking, please.
He is a lovely, very, very helpful to the wrestling community. And but I'm trying to give you a little more autonomy. It's nice to have other people doing other stuff and making those connections. And Sam has obviously over the last few months you've been doing stuff for Soundsphere, and obviously with WrestleSphere you've been doing some cracking work, man. So once again, for people that don't know, we have launched a wrestling specific site this week for WrestleSphere with a brand new and exclusive interview with Impact Wrestling World Champion Josh Alexander, done by Sam.
So. Yeah, it was cool. Went to Manchester for it. It was lovely. Yeah, he's such a cool guy. Again, I did try. I told him I was going to try and run off with his belt, but it was too heavy for me. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, LA Knight been distracted. They've given this a lot of time.
I was thinking
clearly,
that, yeah.
oh man, LA Knight's going to get squashed. 1, 2. Kofi Kingston just beat LA Knight. Oh no. Oh no.
He got turnbuckle to the.
That's a shame. I would have liked LA Knight to win that.
Yeah, I would have. Because I feel like he needs to win more than Kofi does.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they've got to have heels get beaten up by baby faces for the crowd, don't they? So.
Yeah, absolutely. If you listen to the song Canción del Mariachi from the movie Desperado and then Raquel's team, it's literally the same. Did not know that. You see, this is Misfit Game with the facts. New Day wins. Yes, indeed. So there we go. We have, let's see what you guys said in the comments for that poll. You guys said Kofi Kingston 60%. So well done, guys, for that. So we have got a recap now of the Rhea Ripley Charlotte Flair. Well, the Rhea Ripley Charlotte Flair build. So that's cool. I'm quite excited about this, Sam.
Yeah, it's. I really want Ripley to win it at Mania. I think it's her time. They've got to pull the trigger on her in in a meaningful way.
A nice bit of long-term storytelling, of course. Rhea talking about obviously the history that she has with Charlotte Flair. So that's pretty cool. Again, WWE more recently have been doing a lot of good long-term storytelling.
Yeah, I'd say so. They it's not as. Do you remember the thing that always reminds me of when I lost patience was when they kept on turning Elias like every week, like he was a babyface, and then he came out and just started helping the heels beat someone up for no reason, and I was like, Vince, we remember the continuity even if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, look, something has got to change now. But then again, like I remember AEW was doing so well at that point, but then they did that silliness where they had QT Marshall saying the bunny was his girl, and then 2 weeks later he's talking about his wife who he's been with for 10 years, and I was like, right, what? Well, what was all that with flipping the bunny a couple of weeks ago? What are you doing? We remember Tony Khan, even if you don't. Anyway, but rant over.
Yes, indeed. You're more than welcome to rant. This is what this platform is for. As we're recapping, Lita joining Becky Lynch. Got to be Lita and Becky Lynch for the tag titles, I think, at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I'd personally, yeah, I suppose so.
There's big names at WrestleMania, man. You got to get them in.
Yeah, I know. I suppose, yeah, it does make sense if it's a final run maybe for Lita, because she shows up at these Royal Rumbles but doesn't do much else. Although she has like a feud a year with somebody, doesn't she? I suppose.
Yeah.
I feel like Becky should be in a singles match because she's such a big star. But then again, if she's in with Lita and Damage Control are big stars now, so it does work.
Yeah, it's sort of by association, isn't it? So they can do the big pop when Cody comes out night 2. Rhea's winning night 1. Yeah, fair dues. Understand that. Don't think WWE have plans for LA Knight. Maybe not. Yeah.
I think as well, Dom, that Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley might be turning face at Mania. So I can see the Judgment Day imploding.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I just Dom beating Ray and then realizing the gravity of that perhaps, and Rhea maybe beating Charlotte and coming out as because she's going to get cheered if she's a heel.
She's going to get cheered massively. Yeah,
they
she's
need
massively going to get cheered.
Yeah, they need to lean into the crowd with that one.
Yeah. No, to be fair, they just dropped the QT Marshall Bunny storyline as it didn't get over. Fair enough. Rumor has it Trish wants to turn heel for WrestleMania. Okay. I really hate Moose. He just used a Sega Dreamcast as a weapon. Oh, dude, I want to see that. That's awesome.
I've got one of them.
Was that against Joe Hendry? Oh, dude, I would love to see that, Clinton. I love why not use a Dreamcast? It's got to be used for something, you know.
Crazy Taxi.
What's that? Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxis. That's like the ultimate Dreamcast. That and Sonic Adventure. I was going to say, Mark, no one's disputing they dropped it because it didn't get over. But my point is, they pretended we didn't remember it. Like they probably should have held off on the whole "my wife this, my wife that" promo after they did such an overt storytelling for so long. It's no one's disputing that it didn't get over. It was diabolically bad, but I think they wanted us to forget about it so much that they tried rewriting history, and it just made me think this is Vince McMahon booking. I lost a ton of respect for their booking process that day, and it's there's done a few other clangers since then, but at least the wrestling's fun. So there you go.
Yeah. Where are we at now? Can't wait for Lita and Lynch surprise support from Trish. Yeah, Trish could get involved, and then Lita and Lynch are winning those titles. I think if it's a title match, just for the WrestleMania pop, She also wants to work with Becky. I said for week's heel Trish versus face Becky is Mania worthy. I don't think they've got time to build that quite. Only a few weeks till Mania, but certainly what's after that? SummerSlam, that could happen. Yeah, you could build that for SummerSlam, couldn't you?
Yeah, we've got Backlash and Money at the Bank to consider as well, haven't we? There and a few other things, but Extreme Rules maybe. They'd have to then do the whole turn. They'd have to do the feud. I was thinking though, would it not make more sense for Damage Control to win? Because what's Lita going to do when she wins the title? Turn up every week and defend it? Probably not. She might turn up for 1 week or two, but they'd have to hotshot it if they did that eventually.
Yeah, I think that becomes a problem then, I suppose. Yeah,
that's the thing with legends, and it's the same with Cena. If he beats Theory, it's what do you now do? Does he do the open challenge again for 2 weeks? I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting. There's some, they really have to do a lot of work very quickly to build Mania. Like I said, I don't think they have anything really locked down, do they?
I think there's some stuff we can easily predict now at Mania. There's a bunch of matches we can easily predict, but there's a couple of things that are still up in the air. So I'm looking forward to. It wouldn't surprise me if there's some stuff up in the air even till the night before when we're there on SmackDown, because they often do it that way. But we can usually predict stuff before the show. Because they've planned this stuff for months in advance. But I sometimes get the impression they're struggling with certain decisions every now and then. I keep coming back to Brock and Omos, mate. It's just I can't understand why you do that.
No, I can't understand that either.
I get why Vince would do it. I don't get why Trips would do it.
Yeah. Becky versus Trish is the match I heard for Mania because the plan is still Damage Control versus Shayna Ronda. Shayna and Ronda. But hang on. No. Because Shayna and Ronda are massive heels, aren't they?
Yeah.
Interesting. Would like to see Judgment Day break up. I think Damian Priest is much better as a singles performer. Norma, I very much agree with you. And Damian was one of my favorite interviews we did at Clash at the Castle as well. I think he's very articulate, very, very good on the microphone, and a really good representative for sort of the mid card,
I agree completely, and especially Jay White's coming in. You could have Finn, before Jay White could feud with Finn, which is an idea. They could feud over the most recent Bullet Club leader and the original Bullet Club leader, the original Rock and Roller and the last Rock and Roller. That could work quite nicely. But I think Finn needs to go completely supervillain at Mania. Beat Edge in Hell in a Cell, but maybe abuse Priest to the point
this is
where
cool.
Priest attacks him.
Dominic is Sorry, mate. Yeah, Dominic is out here talking. Dominic is out here talking for Rhea, Sam. This is interesting.
Yeah, go back to your prison cell, boy, before you get hurt. The Queen is going to plant you.
Yeah, Dominic's here to take a shot from Charlotte, isn't he?
I hope so. I really hope so. The crowd just hate him in a heel way, not in a legitimate heat kind of way. But yeah, I want to see him get chokeslammed by Charlotte, please. I would pop for that. Don't enter the ring, Dominic. She's been doing this longer than you. Oh, you're going to die. He's dead. He's dead.
Dominic saying Rhea Bloody Ripley is a little odd. You know?
Yeah. I sometimes listen to Brian Alvarez and Meltzer on their podcast, and Alvarez says the word bloke. And it's so weird to hear an American say bloke. It's so weird. But I've got a mate who's lived in Lancashire.
Dom's going full Eddie Guerrero here.
Good. I love how he channels Guerrero. He's real pappy. We all know the truth.
Dom's really gone come into his own in this heel persona, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You know?
It's almost a shame to turn him face, but they need to if they're going to do this Rey Mysterio thing.
Oh, there you go. Charlotte referencing Andrade on WWE TV there.
The famously bad-tempered Andrade, Dom. Just
Indeed.
saying.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Clinton? I don't think Dom was there long enough to drop the soap. I don't think Dom in the storyline was long enough to even have a shower. He's about to get a figure four, though. That's for sure.
Dominic saying he surpassed Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah,
this is actually really good. I'm really into this. This is my favorite bit of SmackDown so far.
That teardrop tattoo is hilarious, isn't it? He has got Eddie's hair, doesn't he? He's got Eddie like the exact same hair as Guerrero.
Oh, Dom saying Rey Mysterio was an afterthought of a father, son. Andrade coming back to do it. Yeah, I could see it, you know.
Yeah. A few of the grass is always greener crew might be coming back, I imagine.
Oh, Dom saying Charlotte isn't good enough for her dad. Is she gonna knock him out?
I'm waiting for it. I think they're letting him cook, aren't they, before they destroy him?
Charlotte says that she loves his dad. She loves her dad. Happy early birthday to the one and only Ric Flair, of course. Charlotte's going to do it. Charlotte's going to kick Dom's butt. I love it. I love it, man. I love Dom in this role. Yeah.
He's just so slappable, isn't he? Oh, she's taking the belt off.
Rhea looking badass. Dom holding the rope for Rhea.
Yeah, she looks badass. But yeah, there's a lot of moving parts with the Judgment Day booking going into Mania, isn't there? Like
Dom pulling Rhea away. It's cool. Charlotte raising that women's championship. Rhea coming back in. Charlotte just looking with confidence at Rhea. Nice little segment that actually. Very impressed with Dominic there.
I'm surprised that didn't end with Dom getting smacked in the mouth. I think that would have been a good way to kind of, make Charlotte look dominant. If she sent him scurrying away. I'm just gonna go for a wee Dom. I won't be long.
No worries, mate. I usually don't care for AW, but at Aussie Open versus Young Bucks, I really hope Aussie Open wins. They need a big win. The Aussie Open is trying to. Oh, we've got a Money in the Bank plug. Money in the Bank plug in London. So limited tickets released for Money in the Bank. Oh, is that that's for WrestleMania? Limited tickets for WrestleMania release, guys. I'm just sort of checking the Aussie Open team. So Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher. So cool. Yeah, I've heard of them before. So in Impact Wrestling. Yeah. Oh, they're the Will Ospreay's team, aren't they? In New Japan, yeah, of course. Natalia riding a post-Montreal wave. That Tegan Nox. I thought Tegan Nox was a heel. Tegan Nox is dressed like a Hardy Boy. Tegan Nox is dressed like a Hardy Boy, man. Tegan making a coffee in the background. Tegan Nox with that Welsh accent there. It was a welcome thing. Natalia so Tegan Nox volunteering to watch Natty's back tonight. Cool. Yes, Natalia versus Shayna again. Yeah. It could be better. No shot. Your dad can't still go. Do you not watch that? Yeah, the last match wasn't great, was it? I don't think a lot of people feel the same way about your dad. Yeah, Tegan Nox was a heel before she got fired. Now she's back. She's a tweener, right? A tweener. Or Tina. Yes, tweener. Guys, it's been a pleasure to have you with us. For anybody that comes back to this, it's a pleasure to have you as well. It is a 2:09 a.m. I'm very, very tired. But yeah, honestly, it's awesome having you guys with us. Thank you so much for being here. So we are currently in a break, guys, and then we're getting Natalia and Shayna Baszler for the first time. And no, I'm kidding. I'm pretty sure we've seen this a long time. Do you think Firefly Funhouse ends the show? It could do. We'll have to see. I mean, you got the potential of a Bobby Lashley feud, so I suppose that's pretty big. But then why are you doing that on SmackDown? Because, of course, Bobby's a Raw superstar. So,
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Unless you're going to have Bobby show up on SmackDown, which would be a big deal,
Yeah, the brand split's dead, innit? Really.
So I saw that Liv and Firefly Funhouse thing was a back-to-back. Okay, interesting. Is that at the end of the show? I am supposed to be going to bed now because I need to be up in like 5 hours. But I'm going to stick around for the Funhouse stuff at least. So
Cool.
we can. Yeah. How are you feeling, man? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So I was
Excuse me.
Bless you, my son, for you have sneezed. So I was a little bit longer because the cats were messing about. They it really throws them off when I do a stream because they're like, "Hang on, we either want to be asleep on the couch, right in the garden, and you're in the way."
Why are you awake? What's going on?
Because I have that door shut, so they can't come through and get in and out. So they're like, they can't, they want me out of the way.
It's Clinton. That's a very cool point. Actually, we have Misfit Gamer who is joined us on Twitch. I think all of our stuff is on the link tree, and maybe not. If I put the Twitch, we do have a Discord as well, but we don't really use it as much as we should. No, our Twitch isn't on there. Our Discord is, but our Twitch isn't. I should put that on there. All our links are here, except for the Twitch that Misfit Gamer is on. But it's basically Twitch at Give Me a Hull, yeah, which I will. But thank you very much, Clinton. I appreciate you following us all.
We're all over Twitter, by the way, Clinton, and we've got WrestleSphere on Twitter as well. So if you follow, obviously follow Give Me a Hull, yeah, you can follow me, Dom, and Dan, and you can follow WrestleSphere as well. So lots of goodness for you to follow there. And we pretty much just talk about wrestling. And apart from Dom, who's got other and gaming.
Yeah, cool. Well, it is cool little Liv and Bray. Yeah, absolutely. Not that they'll be involved, but together. But that's cool. Bit of Sami Zayn action from Elimination Chamber.
It was a good match. What did you think of the match?
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Stunning.
Look at him. He's always been out on the hockey. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's having a great time.
Do you know what was really weird? Sorry, mate. Go on.
No, carry on.
Yeah, I was going to say that Roman interacting with his wife was an interesting.
Yes, it was
dynamic, wasn't it? It was like because obviously we know Sami's been a happily married man for many years, but they've never really leaned into that on the show. So that was interesting, and the idea that Roman was talking to her, saying, "Look, I've been doing this all for you, and you've turned on me." Yeah, it was really a dynamic what I hadn't considered or before. It was cool. And it's Shayna looking badass.
Yeah, man. Shayna looks better. It looks way actually the presentation of Shayna is way better when she's with Ronda Rousey, I think. Yeah,
they work so well together. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to see them wrestle and feud one day, but right now, I want to see them on the same page, And what they're going to do with these two guys at Mania? Something's got to go on, hasn't it? Something's got to happen.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's a good point, Misfit. Yeah, it was like the AJ Joe feud when Joe was going, "Oh, Wendy," but I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That was so good. Although that feud went on too long, like they wrestled too many times. But I couldn't tell if Roman was taunting Zayn's wife or trying to justify his actions to.
No, yeah, he was trying to justify his actions, wasn't he? I have to do this now because he rejected me. Kind of thing.
I always felt like he needed her to understand.
Yes.
So much so that it was causing a distraction to him that Zayn kept on taking advantage of.
Yeah.
Adding yet another psychological bent to an already, superb story, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, Shayna.
That's a good point, Mr. Miguel. Yeah, I mean, Joe had some great matches actually in his time in WWE, of course, with Brock Lesnar as well. But yeah, I believe he should have been a world champion too. I do believe that.
Yeah.
His feud with Brock. Yeah, I realize I haven't done the banner or the. I wonder if this match will go on long enough for me to do this, but let's do it anyway. Versus Natalya.
Yeah, me and Sassy had to say no to Son a couple of weeks ago because it was like a squash versus a jobber. And we were like, nah, mate, this is going to be over by the time we've done the poll. So we're not going to do it.
Yeah, bear with me. I will do it for you, Hassan.
Do you want me to do the banner if you do the poll?
I've done the banner, mate. Don't worry. It's all good. Who wins? Natalia and Shayna. There you go. Then there for you guys. That Wendy's segment from Joe was great because fast food during Wendy's actually ran on an ad based on that segment. It was awesome, really. Oh, cool.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Oh, that is awesome. Someone tell Triple H no one wants to see Natty versus Shayna for the 700th time. Well, I suppose context, because they're going for the titles, or Shayna and Ronda are going for the titles. I suppose context-wise, it's necessary.
We should have a Wendy's. We should have a Wendy's in LA and a Denny's because we don't have many Denny's and Wendy's in the UK. We do have them.
No, we don't.
No, we do in London. Only one or two though. We don't have many.
Right.
It's just not something like that gets over in Britain, is it? Like the Waffle House kind of thing. But we do have them. Just they're only in certain cities. Like you're not going to see one out where you and I are.
Yeah. Now you got Shayna Baszler and Ronda. Oh no, Tegan Nox coming in. Tegan Nox saving the day. Tegan Nox looking like a Hardy boy. Looks like Lita back in the day. It's cool.
Nobody tell Edge.
Ronda Rousey says, "You're done next week, Skittles. You'll be tasting the rainbow on Friday."
She has some zingers, doesn't she, Ronda?
Oh, nice. We got the Firefly Funhouse next. So there we go. Wendy's in Stratford, Oxford, Croydon, and Romford in the UK. We're not nowhere near any of those, mate. We're up north.
Blimey, that's mostly London then, isn't it? I suppose.
Yes.
More or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the pub culture, aren't we? Obviously, we have countless fast foods. Name a fast food.
Oh yeah.
But we're all about the pub, aren't we? In the UK, all about the Sunday lunch and all of that sort of stuff.
Yes, indeed we are. So we've now got the Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch Joker thing.
This is great. This is my favourite one so far. I think this is the only one they've done that's really come off. I like how they're borrowing from Todd Farmer's Joker and Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight for this.
Yeah.
Two versions of two different Batman film universes.
It's really good. Really good fun. I like that. The Seth and Becky Batman one. Good.
You can tell they have a lot of fun together. I don't mean in a pervy way. I mean as two human. Oh my God, I'm going to stop. Todd Phillips, Joker. Yeah, Todd Farmer's somebody else. You're right. It's late where I am, Misfit.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Todd Phillips, Joker. There you go. Did anybody see Impact last night? Holy, see what a show that was. Well, I know that Impact's got a show on tonight. I'm really looking forward to watching that Monsters Ball match back between Crazy Steve and
Trey Miguel.
Crazy Steve and Trey Miguel. Yeah. So
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, Clinton. I'm gonna watch the Impact show, then the monthly special, because I got the house to myself tomorrow. So that's my plan.
Nice.
And do Dynamite, which I haven't done yet this week. So
sounds good, man. Paint Otis Green, he could do a great Hulk segment. Yeah, I think they've got the Miz in one. I can't remember what it is. But they have announced them. They have announced the ones they're doing, the trailers they're doing, the WrestleMania trailers.
I like the idea of them getting Ricochet to be Bruce Banner and then getting Braun Strowman to be the Hulk. You know what I mean? Like using the tag team. I'd do that personally.
Yeah, absolutely. Here is a question I want answered. When is WWE releasing Asuka and Uncle Howdy's theme? Well, Uncle Howdy's theme's a banger. I love that. Yeah, Asuka's theme as well. Miz is a Top Gun Maverick. There you go. Thank you, Misfit Gaming C, coming in with the facts. How are you feeling, mate? Are you all right? Are you going to be okay to handle the last half an hour of this?
Yeah. I've got far enough. I'm all right. I made it this far.
You can do it, man.
I've got
I've got to be up in like 4 or 5 hours. So 4.5 as it stands. So I'm not crazy enough like Dan to survive on energy drinks because my body's already like destroyed itself over the years. Yeah, I can't do it. My body's already messed up. So wouldn't be surprised if Uncle Howdy is DLC. There's a hint that it's Bray Wyatt and Bad News Barrett. There was a hint apparently on the most recent game stuff. But Uncle Howdy's never wrestled, has he?
No, not yet. What are they doing?
Unless they're giving Bo Dallas his moveset, because it is confirmed to be Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
So, did you see the Bray Wyatt? Yeah, I did. Yeah, like I say, you just saw that. Bray Wyatt and Bad News Barrett. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Be very cool, in fact.
I think Bray Wyatt as DLC is a bit naughty. Bray Wyatt should be in the main game. But anyway, they developed it before he was
think
back,
what?
So. I said I'm
yeah,
of
no,
the
and
view.
also, yeah.
But yeah, Machine Gun Kelly as well. That's bizarre.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. Okay, Funhouse. Funhouse time, guys.
I'll turn you up a bit.
Well, we're going to be quiet for this. I'll just put Funhouse. Live for me. I mean, that's a red Funhouse. The Beast is rising. Undertaker wrestling. The Undertaker figures wrestling. What is going on here? This is interesting. This is a Funhouse take on Lashley's promo. There's
Bray
Rambling
Wyatt.
Rabbit.
Bray Wyatt as Kevin Smith. Is that what we're seeing here?
Yeah, I guess so. Or Kevin Dunn, yeah.
I mean, like he's dressed like Kevin, the film director, Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Rambling Rabbit.
Who opened the door? It's going to be, well, this is an extra long. I Am All of Us. That was Howdy doing the weather. Can you keep a secret? This is quite good fun.
That's terrifying.
Can you keep a secret? Bray asking if you can keep a secret. Can you keep a secret? Well, can you? Stay tuned. There's some stuff coming through the door, some fire and some... It's pretty weird. If I told you a story, could you keep a secret? Bray was wearing the Uncle Howdy mask there. We also saw a door with some projections, a bit similar to the WrestleMania ring. Some projections of the sort of fire and a Howdy mask. So confusing, weird, but interesting as ever. Obviously, we're maybe going to get a story or something and a secret, interesting reference there.
I'm sure it's clever. I'm sure it's going somewhere, which I feel like I've been saying for weeks. But
Yes.
it hasn't furthered anything for me, and I really need it to start furthering things if I'm going to keep defending it. That's
Absolutely. Same, mate. Same. Uncle Howdy, the weatherman. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I think he said, "I am all of you" with a computer voice. It's a computer generated voice.
Is he the fans then? Is he a manifestation of the fans? That's interesting.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. So we have Rey Mysterio and Karrion Kross up next. Sam, I'm going to go to bed because I need to be up in 4 hours and 20 minutes. So I will, we'll catch you guys soon. I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of Sam to finish off tonight. And then we will be back next week on Friday. Dan will be here on Monday night for Monday Night Raw. And then Anthony will be back, fingers crossed, for Wednesday night Dynamite in AEW. And then we have our weeks leading up to WrestleMania, where we'll be doing some live coverage of WrestleMania as well. Actually live, because we'll actually be there. Anyway, guys, I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Oh yeah. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, Sam. Thanks for your help, mate.
See you in a bit, dude. And then there was one. So I think I'm a few minutes behind, Dom, or at least about 30 seconds behind. I'm just seeing Mankind get thrown over the table again. Not again. But yeah. So what are we saying? Let's have a little look. Yeah, Uncle Howdy is the weatherman. I was into that. I'm a bit worried sometimes about the whole Bray Wyatt thing. I want it to work. I want it to be good. But when people criticize it, I go, oh, no, it's coming. And then, then nothing happens on a segment like that. But anyway, it's good night, Odin's son. I'll see you in Valhalla. Michael saying good night to Dom. Yeah, I've done it a few times, mate. I've done it a few times. It's just kind of doesn't change anything. It's just it is where it is. It's only a few seconds, so it shouldn't be too much of an hindrance. I'm just going to quickly log into YouTube so I can do the YouTube thing for Hassan and everyone else who wants to vote. Give me a moment. Well, the adverts are on now. Makes sense to do it. There we go. If you're feeling lonely today. There we go. There we are. So that's there. So this episode of Firefly Funhouse is the equivalent of an acid trip. I found a lot of Bray Wyatt stuff to be like that over the years. The only thing is with that, look, I'm sure there was some clever foreshadowing. I'm sure there were some references that either went over our head or didn't. But it didn't further anything for me. I didn't learn anything about Lashley or why he even called out Lashley or Lesnar. It needs to start going somewhere. I don't know. Or there's a master plan that I just haven't worked out what it is. And I feel like it's going to be that time of the night where I do a lot of yawning. So I am sorry. It was ridiculous last week. It was like 1 every 10 seconds he yawned. Oh. Still got a bunch of people still with us. So thank you for joining us. We've got half an hour of the show left. Got Karrion Kross versus Rey Mysterio. I'm very much hoping Karrion Kross wins that because my God, does he need the win? But we will see. Yeah, I think we've got a lot of Mania booked, haven't we? A lot of Mania matches set in stone. There's a few things are up in the air, but a lot of it is still is ready to go, isn't it? At least we'd be confident that it is. Like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos, we're confident that's happening, but we don't know if as a fact. Cena in theory, Logan Paul and Rollins, stuff like that. So people are saying what's going on with the Liv Morgan segment. Presumably that's next. Was it meant to be after the Funhouse? God, Money in the Bank instantly sold out. Is that right? See, that's weird, that, because Clash at the Castle didn't sell out. We had because I think I got my tickets for Clash at the Castle a few hours after, it had been on sale. Where when I tried to go to one of the WWE NXT UK Blackpool shows, with it only being 15 minutes from where I live, that sold out within seconds. It was like, there was no hope. Website crashed. I refreshed it, and then gone. That was a shame. And I don't, unless NXT Europe come back to Blackpool, I don't see it returning. Oh, it's the third yawn within a minute. God, it drives me insane. But it is 2:30 in the morning. Last week did the SmackDown stream. Then we did the New Japan one. It was a heavy weekend. SmackDown on a Friday night, it's not a problem, but when you do two, it gets quite your body clock gets a bit screwed up. So seeing Rey Mysterio now. Now we're going to get Karrion Kross coming out. I hope he looks cool tonight and not wearing a silly outfit. I don't know. I understand WWE's temptation to put Karrion Kross in a stupid outfit. I just don't get it. Yeah, I don't think you're getting that. What's her name? Liv Morgan segment, dude. Hassan, yes, you can. We'll do the vote before the banner. So the last one, everybody, 67% of you went for Shayna. I don't blame you either. And let's do the last votes. Got to kill the existing one first. See, this entrance is just brilliant. They need to do more with this guy. So who wins? Karrion Kross. Mysterio. Or will we get some funny business in this match? Judgment Day interfering or something. Night, Michael. Thanks for joining us, mate. Yeah, me too, earlier this week. Nothing major. Just quickly do that banner. Not got Sassy here to remind me. Mysterio. Karrion Kross. There we go. So the poll is active and so is the banner. Surely Dom will have a hand in this match. Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? I kind of just want Kross to get a decisive victory, though. It just blows my mind that they just can't book this guy to be dominant, is it that they're deliberately booking him as a bit of a geek, or are they just stuck to know what to do with him? Because if it was up to me, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have him talking much. I'd just have her come out and put down the hourglass and things like that, and him just beat people up. That is what I'd have. I don't get why he's stalking and antagonizing Rey Mysterio. I know it's just for something for Rey to do, and they need a feud for them both to be in. But I don't. Do you remember when he put the hourglass down in front of Roman Reigns and said TikTok? Has he got what? Has he got better things to do with Rey? It just doesn't make sense. This is a guy who should be going after the title picture, not harassing Rey Mysterio. It just does not make sense. They need to do more. So we've got 25 minutes of the show. So is this going to be a long match, or is something else going to happen? Is there going to be some kind of after-match moment? It suits me if there is. As long as it's good storytelling, But yeah, I imagine Judgment Day are going to get involved somewhere. Or at least Dom and Rhea. But if Dom and Rhea get involved and do something like that, won't they annoy Cross? You know what, no more. I was thinking that Cross versus Priest would be great. The only issue is they're both heels. But if Judgment Day were to interfere, for example, with Priest, I know he's a Raw guy, but if he was to interfere and that was to annoy Cross, now there's something I could get into. But again, heel on heel in the run-up to Mania is probably a bit unlikely. I hope there's no more ad breaks. It's been a bit crazy tonight. Yeah, so I think we've thrown a lot of links at you guys, haven't we, tonight? Twitter, for WrestleSphere and things like that. But do please, if you can, follow WrestleSphere on Twitter. If you follow Give Me a Hole, that'd be great, because that's where we're going to see, if you like what we do on the podcast and us, you'll be seeing us interview wrestlers and things like that. And we have the feelers out for everybody. We've heard back from people as well, so that's quite nice. So there's a lot more coming. It's quite quiet on there at the moment. But we've got a lot more. Not only have we got some of the older interviews going on there, but we've got new stuff, lots of new stuff coming too, and that's where the good stuff, the juicy stuff will be. Most recent one was Josh Alexander, and we've also got a interview with Ace Matthews from Tidal Wrestling in the UK going up this weekend, so we're looking forward to that. Some of his promos on Twitter, by the way, are absolutely hilarious. He stands in front of other wrestlers and does stuff to annoy them on camera. It's really funny. Johnny Impact, John Morrison was the most recent one, I think. Mark Haskins and his wife too, which cracked me up. He calls them the Haskins twins. You're not realizing, kayfabe, not realizing they're married. Either one versus Bray with an extended feud. Yeah, I feel like the whole Brock Lesnar, Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley thing is a bit ski-with at the moment. And then the McIntyre, Sheamus, Gunther thing is as well. I feel like that there's a couple of things that haven't quite come together. I've said it before tonight, but Omos versus Brock, I just don't see it at all. I hope this is worth. I'm so sorry about these yawns. I wish I could stop doing them. And people like Cross, I don't know if Cross is considered upper tier enough on the card yet to have a match at Mania, but he did it. Crown Jewel, didn't he? Him and Drew in a cage match. I'd take that again. I'd take, to give Drew something to do, something with Cross, and then Sheamus can go on with Gunther one-on-one. But then that's a lot of one-on-one matches, and you've got to fill the card. You've got to not just fill the card, but you can't have too many matches because you also need to get everybody involved. I think we have more matches now. They do it over 2 nights. We tend to have what is it, about 16 matches over both nights? I don't know if all that is accounted for yet. Probably is if we worked it out. Oh, blimey. Mysterio went flying. There we go. Ray on the floor. This is nitpicking, but Cross's hair doesn't make him look as tough. You know, when he was bald, he looked a bit more intimidating, I think. He looks a little bit too pretty now, doesn't he, with that throw? See, I can't call this one. Like, I know I want Cross to win, but I'm not going to lie. I can just see WWE booking Rey Mysterio to win it. Just desperately want the Cross to, have some good booking. Yeah, right. They're doing some long matches tonight. I'm not opposed to that. That's what we're here for, after all, isn't it? I hate it when you watch an episode of Raw or SmackDown and you've had about 20 minutes of wrestling all night. Nice Hurricane Rana off the top rope from Ray. Amazing. Yeah, so it's all eyes on WrestleMania, isn't it, at this point? On what they're going to do. Yeah, I'm not so sure if they really are worried about Sami Zayn. What was going on with Scarlett then? Oh, here's Dom. He's here. Like clockwork. And what are you trying to do? And what are you trying to achieve, Dom? Like, another question is, like, why? I don't get it why Cross is doing it, but I also don't quite get why Dom is still antagonizing Ray. Like, I don't know what Dom's trying to get from Ray doing this. And if you were Cross, would you not be annoyed that Dom's interfering in your match? I thought the whole point of Cross was he's like a loner monster heel. He'll go after anyone. Yeah, so Cross wins, which is good. It furthers the storyline, I suppose, but if they really want to mix it up, they should have Cross now attack Dom. There's a lot of heat on Dom, isn't there, from the whole Charlotte exchange earlier. So it would be cool to see a bigger and scarier villain, take Dom down. There's always a bigger playground bully, isn't there? And Cross is watching what Dom's doing. Doesn't seem to want to get involved. So this match is over. And there's still 15 minutes of the show to go. I find it unlikely that they're going to do a 15-minute angle, so there must be some other segment coming up. Just hit him, Ray. They're going to start building to Mania at some point. Now, Cross is left. I hope this Karrion Kross Rey Mysterio feud is over now. Ray squaring up to his son. Isn't hitting him though yet. What if he does though, Dom? Oh, am I back? I hope so. I think my internet went funny there. Don't know what happened then. My internet has a moment sometimes, and it's been really bad over the past few days. Yeah, I agree, Norma. Yeah, Cross isn't the guy for a long-term feud with Ray, but this one seems to have gone on for ages, and I've never understood the point of it. You know, it's not even like they're both competing for a place on the card. Yes, Norma. Yeah, it's got to be the Bloodline stuff, doesn't it? You know, that's the biggest thing on the show. We've had the Bray Wyatt stuff, but yeah, Liv Morgan, was Liv Morgan booked to be on the card, or have I just missed it? Or I don't know. Just going to reset my stream because my internet threw me off everything. Always does this around 2:45. It has a funny moment. And then the final ad break of the night. So I'm probably going to have one more segment. And I think Normo's called it with the Bloodline. I reckon that's what it's going to be. Question is Roman going to turn up, or are we going to see Ray and Jay have some kind of showdown like Paul Heyman suggested they might? Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about a few things that are up to Mania. I'm not against anything. I just kind of hope they saying that part of the fun is in finding out, isn't it? So let me get this straight. Misfit says Ray has zero problem whipping his son when he was a kid, but it's an issue now that he's an adult. Isn't that the story though? Isn't that what they're trying to say? Isn't Ray trying to be better? Like, do we know that Ray whipped him as a kid? I don't remember hearing that on TV. Doesn't paint a very baby-faced picture of Ray, does it? You know, is that something we know? If that's the story, it's a bit weird. It's not a very good one for Ray. If that is the story, I think it's just a case if he doesn't want to hurt his son, you know, which makes sense to me. Such a baby-face thing. So if Priest ever gets free of the Judgment Day, he's the perfect guy to fight Bray. Yeah, he's a heel. And they could do the maybe do the whole Damian Priest like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing that they did a few months ago. That was pretty cool. Where Damian was the dark version and Priest was the good version. They didn't do enough with that. So it's a reference to him beating his kids on WWE 2K. That was the context I needed, I think. Yeah. Oh no, maybe not. The racist. So how did he punish his kid when he got into trouble as a kid? Well, I think that's assuming that all parents beat their kids, which I don't think they do. And my parents certainly didn't whoop me as a kid. I don't think it'd be a very family-friendly thing for WWE to put out if they're condoning or suggesting it's normal to beat your kids. So I don't think that's the story. If I'm being honest, I don't think that is the story. I think it's just more of a case that Ray is a parent who doesn't want to hurt his kid. Like, even though his kid is an adult and absolutely deserves an ass kicking, he doesn't want to be the one to do it because it's still his son at the end of the day. I think that's a story. I don't think there's any assumption that he used to hit his kid, Dom as a child. There's plenty of ways to discipline your kid without smacking him around. That's for sure. That's just my interpretation anyway. And there's Jimmy Uso. Yeah. The only thing is there's a lot of, like I said before, there's a lot of moving parts with the Judgment Day, isn't it? There's obviously they need to turn Rhea face to beat Charlotte. People are suggesting if Dom beats Ray and takes his mask, he could turn face after that, realizing the gravity of what he's done. That could be good. I think Balor needs to beat Edge if they do Hell in a Cell. You know, just to help, cement Balor as a star. Edge doesn't really need the win, but then again, if they wanted fans to go out happy, Priest is the odd one out, isn't he? There. Yeah. So here's what Jimmy's saying. Liv Morgan versus Rhea next week. Yeah, I've got that question too. Did they cut a segment, perhaps? Yeah, agreed. Yeah, they're kind of revisiting that feud, aren't they? I forgot that Liv used to feud with Rhea after tagging with her. I'll turn up the volume on my stream. Sorry, I'm being quiet, just listening to Jimmy. Uh-oh. Well, that was interesting. Sami could have attacked him from behind, but didn't. Does he still want to salvage his friendship with Jimmy? So that's interesting. Reasoning with Jimmy. Let's be honest, Jimmy was the first fan Sami had in the Bloodline, was the guy who vouched for him time and time again, even when Jay didn't like him. He's like a Sith Lord in that hood. Yeah, it's cool. He's channeling CM Punk a little bit, isn't he, with the hood, with his hood being up. Not allowed in the building like a few weeks ago and stuff like that. His words are clearly having an impact on Jimmy. Well, don't forget, Jimmy, he's trying to come for your title. That's a man who's conflicted. This is amazing. See, I'm kind of glad that they've done this, because the first thing I would have done if I was Sami Zayn would be to publicly talk to Jimmy after having been super kicked by him so many times. And there's Jay. Even if he convinces Jimmy, though, is Jay furious for being attacked? Yeah, sure has. It's the build to Mania, isn't it? But I still hold that when Sami and Kevin Owens' title reign is done. Oh, Jimmy. Attacking Sami. But I still think one day when the Usos turn face again, they'll ally with Sami again. Question is, what's Jay going to do now? He's going to beat down Sami or side with his to do nothing. Jay knows Sami's right. But at the same time, that's his twin brother. What do you do? Oh, who's coming? Is it Solo? Nah, so Sami getting out of dodge. But I think the story here is Jay didn't do anything. Furthering the tension between the bloodline. Something's got to give, though, doesn't it? Jay's got to get with the program at some point, either way. Oh, it's good. Yeah, I think this has been my favourite segment of the night. And we are done with SmackDown for another week. Well, there we go. That's that. Thanks for hanging in, Sam. Yeah, I know. Can you tell I'm getting tired? Is it obvious? Right, we'll do the final thing that we've got to do before we wrap up and I crawl into bed and don't come out for hours on end. So give it a score out of 10. Performer of the night and match of the night. So I think performer of the night, if we're going from a wrestling point of view, is I'm going to give it to Shayna Baszler. I think she looked terrifying. So that's match of the performer of the night. I'll give to Shayna Baszler. I'll give match of the night to her as well. I think if we were going in for who entertained me the most tonight, it's Sami Zayn and the Usos, without a shadow of a doubt. But that's not the way we do it. And Rhea Ripley and Dom did great tonight as well. Karrion Kross got a win, thank God. I'm a bit disappointed by the Bray Wyatt thing. Firefly Funhouse, it looked good and it was cool. It was creepy. Probably some nice foreshadowing, but again, I don't feel like it furthered the story. And that's what's frustrating me now about Bray Wyatt. I don't mind Bray doing this stuff, but I want there to be some progress. That's all it is. That's all I ask. I don't know. So, and for this show, again, it wasn't a bad show. There was nothing on it especially offensive or bad. But there was nothing that blew my mind either. The Bloodline are always brilliant. I'll give it a 7 because I've got nothing bad to say about it, but it didn't completely wow me either. So I think a 7 is about as fair as I can be. If you guys want to get anything up, get anything up? You know what you thought? Please do that now. You can tell I'm flagging. He didn't have a match, but Dom has some great segments, great direction for him. Yeah. Dom was all over that show, wasn't he? Still think either Ray or maybe Charlotte Flair should have battered him. More Charlotte Flair. She can get away with it. Yeah, the face-to-face with Charlotte was pretty cool. They're not two people we see interacting that often. So, but I think she should have figure-eighted him. But I think he would have lost all his heat. So I can see why they didn't. Now I've seen the end of the show and what happened with Ray. So I think all that remains, guys, is me to say good night, really. And Dan will be with you on Monday, I imagine, for Monday Night Raw. I also imagine Ant will be back as business as usual for Dynamite this week. Sorry we didn't do a stream for Dynamite this week, but we all had stuff going on that came up at short notice, so it was one of them really. I'm just gonna look to do an outro and we'll take it from there really. So before I do, let's just see if there's any more comments and I'll take care of that and I'll say good night to everybody. There we go. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out the overlay, but I've gone tired. So yes. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know you can tell I'm flagging, but oh, hello, here we go. Got one more comment. Only 9 o'clock my time zone. I feel for you guys. It's not so bad. Like if you do it once a week, but when you do multiple streams, well, it depends how busy your working day's been as well. Because obviously I've been working all day today, writing about games and such. And I did do some writing for WrestleSphere as well after I finished work. So it's been a long ass day. But anyway, what can you do? Right then, guys, thank you for joining me. We'll see you Monday night. Honestly, we appreciate everything that you guys do coming on with us. I'll say good night and oh yeah. I'm still going.
God, I just listened to this whole podcast. It was terrible. I feel like my ears are gonna bleed.
What'd you say? This is Darby Allen, and you're listening to Give Me a Whole Yeah podcast.